Welcome to a special cooking session edition from yours truly, Adrian Hanna Dragan, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. We are going to rock and roll, listen to some news, and we're gonna go tango, gonna switch in French bilingual from yours truly from this telemic for the high holidays of those who are telemites, encouraging all to work out, train, exercise. Working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice. I've lost more than 77 pounds and, of course, created my own workout training program system, which is effective, simple, and efficient. Gonna start maybe today, tonight, later on, after sunset, the March Madness, what's left of it, working out, training, and exercising, special Dragon boxing workouts, as I am challenging still Donald Trump and Tyson Fury. And then, since I fight my own battles, whoever else wants to put gloves, since my anonymous friend, sister friend, gifted yours truly red gloves. And of course, I'm gonna work out, train, exercise with them. And if I make a million, I'm gonna give her half to my anonymous sister friend whom I'm asked twice to marry me, maybe the third time in a BDSM switch, open marriage, called marriage. Rock and roll it. It is 4:30 p.m. The Wall Street ring the bell, please. Wall Street, Wall Street, Wall Street. If you did make a million buying, selling, trading stocks, futures, options, puts today on the stock market, that monkey business there, monkey business on the Mr. Blackhawk, Mr. Fing, Black Rock of another institutions financially. If you did make a million, please give 10% of that million. 10% of a million equivalates to 100,000. Give 25,000 for food security, 25,000 for food security, because everybody got to eat, even Wall Street. I said everybody got to eat, even Wall Street. Yeah, I said it. Everybody got to eat, even Wall Street. So thus you can give to four different charities 10% of a million, which is equivalent to 100,000. 25,000 for food security, 25,000 for women's sports leagues, 25,000 for LGBTQ issues, and 25,000 for environmental causes, as I am, of course, calling for the implementation of my Trinity of theories, the DRT, first and foremost, the DRT is across the collective North American civilization, first and foremost, and of course the CIT, citizen integration theory, and DFT, the democratic fusion theory. That Trinity of theories, triple Trinity of theories, to be implemented via LOV, and love is action, not just blah blah blah. And of course, I'm not perfect, far from it. You know, I don't play a self-righteous, androgynous, pansexual like myself, some BDSM switch, but I am for the greater good, and I am a philosopher, independent artist, independent athlete, independent activist. Triple A plus other dimensions, great, super, and excellent geopolitical analyst and theorist. Matter of fact, much of my geopolitical analysis and theory had concluded to be effective and on point, especially with what's going on now, the meeting between, of course, Xi Jinping and Russia, and of course the crises, Russia, Ukraine, and potentially Taiwan, China, another stalemate, impasse, which we have faces my ourselves as individuals and as a collective. For the collective North American civilization, which of course is my geopolitical theory, that is Quebecers, and I'm a Quebecer, Canadian, North American, born in many past lives, many incarnations. Although a universal spiritual teaching student, so many things I don't know. One of my philosophies, spiritual philosophy, is that the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose, to give pleasure, to receive pleasure. So with consent, my main message is give yourselves a hug like you never hugged before, is the main message. With consent, give yourselves a hug like you never hugged before, is the main message. And hygiene, and super important in order to channel and sublimate the aggression. Two key words of my philosophy is channeling and sublimating, channeling and sublimating the aggression, which I do admit I do have. But my brothers and sisters, I channel and sublimate. At the Dragon Army, one of the Dragon Army's motto, which is my initiative, call, and dream for the public-private partnership, to have a citizen integrated Dragon Army for strictly and only for defense of North America, coast to coast. That way is the east, is the Atlantic, and the back of me is the west, is the Pacific, two oceans, ocean to ocean, defense only, and for security and service and defense, service, and encouraging citizens to work out, to train, exercise, which has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice. And one of the motto is, Dragon Army, we channel and sublimate the aggression with push-ups and hugs. Give yourselves a big hug. Tonight my Habs gonna play. Please, owners and players of the Habs, give 10% for food security. 10% food security divided women's sports league, because let's be honest, women, our sisters, don't make even close enough. to what, of course, the players and owners of the NHL, National Hockey League, NFL, National Football League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, Major League Baseball make. Not even close economically, financially, commercially to what they make, of course, in terms of the finance. So please, 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 the color of the heart from this financially struggling. Well, my rent's paid, electricity bill is paid my rent, paid my electricity bill, and of course I am open for business, triple vaccinated, encourage all the workout, training, exercise, working out, training, and exercising. Husbandism will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice, and with consent. Give yourselves a big hug like you never had before. A period of hockey is 20 minutes. 20 minutes, a good period of good hugging with consent. Don't start Dragan Army, don't start hugging people in the streets now without consent. You gotta ask. As your ally, an army, Montreal, Hawk Island, Quebec, La Belle Province, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, throughout the North American Civilizational Collective, which is, of course, my theory that I believe in, that we North Americans, Quebecers, Canadians, my Mexican brothers and sisters, United States, we constitute a collective North American civilization, and my theories are best for regeneration, rebirth, and strengthening and defense only, and purpose and pleasure, and purpose and pleasure, and purpose and pleasure for the rebirth of the North American civilizational collective with all geopolitical things that are happening. I believe my theories for this new public-private institution of the 21st century to be honoring that the body of individuals and us collective, myself, my body, your body, is a temple for pleasure and purpose. And how do we invest in the body? By working out, training, and exercising, which has been, is, and will be my medicine and therapy of choice. So to encourage citizens to work out, train, exercise, to offer services to the farmers. Thank you, farmers, because everybody got to eat, even Wall Street. Please, Wall Street, if you made a million on the stock market, buying, selling, trading stocks, futures, options, puts, please give 10% for food security. And divided by 10% of a million is 100,000 divided by 4. That's 25,000 for food security, 25,000 for women's sports leagues, 25,000 for LGBTQ youth services, and 25,000 for environmental causes. A call to the heart from this independent financial theorist who's not perfect, far from it. So many things I don't know, so many things I have questions, even though I am a universal spiritual teaching student, non-dogmatic. So many things I don't know, so many things I do know. I do know that working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice. That I want to love and be loved and implement my trinity of theories across the North American civilizational collective. As I am a pro-labor universal revolutionary centrist, not perfect, far from it. And of course, I am an independent rock and roll artist for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and the truckers, and the truckers, and the truckers, and to offer them services, the Dragan Army. That's why I'm calling for 1-800 Dragan Army number, and I'm calling on all institutions and organizations across North America, all corporations, big corporations, small business, medium-sized business, citizens, all institutions, governments, left, right, and center, to support this non-sectarian, non-dogmatic creation, which manifests as my dream, as the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, for rejuvenation, regeneration, and security, and some joy, especially for the youth, to teach new teachings, which I have the curriculum, have been dictating in my philosophies in the past months, especially during COVID, as I've died during COVID, as I am dying, being reborn, Adrian Hanna Dragon. Personally, there's nothing that I want to go back to pre-COVID. I've been sick, chronic ill, depressed, suicidal. I've conquered depression, and as much as philosophy and theories, with many years spent, one foot in the libraries, one foot in the streets, and one foot sick, ill, and diseased, until I moved here. Got much better in the past years. Thank you, I'm a sister friend. If I make a million, gonna give her half. I make a billion, gonna give her half. I make a trillion, gonna give her half. And I'm an artist, athlete, activist. Far from it. I get dirty. I get back clean, royal, legal, lofty. I got lusts. I channel and sublimate. I watch a little bit of porn. No need to spy on me. FBI, CIA, CSIS, Mossad, Stasi. Well, the Stasi are gone after 1989. Stasi in East Germany are gone 1989, November. Then after the fall of the Berlin Wall, the Stasis were no more. But nonetheless, my protocols, my, of course, philosophies, I believe are best. That's why I'm calling on my astrological brother Bill Gates, Scorpio brother Bill Gates, Scorpio brother Bill Gates, Scorpio brother Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and all governments, institutions, and organizations, corporations, for financing and institutionalize implementing my trinity of theories, the CIT citizen integration theory, DRT democratic fusion theory, and DRT for debt to create the UE. What I call the UE stands for Universal Exchange Unit, preferably by a biometrics, the hand, the voice, and being unique biometric identifiers. So taking all private and public debt, my private debt is 10,000 for the RBC. Taking all, if I'm X1, you're X2, and there's hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, millions of X's across the collective North American civilization and beyond, and create what I call the UE, Universal Exchange Unit, and secure food, housing, and transport by the public-private partnership, Dragan Army to be integrated with all existing firefighters, institutions, public security institutions, all institutions, governments, and organizations across this 21st century North American civilizational collective is my call to all institutions, organizations, rich and poor, as I am financially struggling, but I believe my DRT theory is the best. All that learning, all that philosophies I'm learning on a constant day, which I have, and I admit I'm not without fault. And if we are to fight whatever cause that we are to fight, whatever to struggle against, we has to be love. Love is also action. If I can fight, for example, against racism and myself being part of the LGBTQ community, with one thing that I know from allies and armies, pledge your allegiance. These kisses got by the trillions, got credited trillions of kisses. You heard that right, from the goddess. A starlit heaven credited Adrian Dragon trillions of kisses, got 718 trillions of kisses, and first and foremost, I am founding right here in Montreal, Hokkaido, Mount Royal, the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, with first and foremost trillions. A trillion is 1,000,000,000,000, so I'm the world's first trillionaire in kisses, in kisses, in kisses. So kisses got by the trillions. 1 trillion is 1,000,000,000,000. A billion is 1,000,000,000. So if I can kiss overtime, work out overtime as we kiss, dance, work out overtime, we go overtime every time in the Dragon's Lair. So my allies and arms from the Mountain Mount Royal Belvedere, headquarters of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom. Whoever wants kisses, I can make all of you kiss millionaires and kiss from head to toe. Can record it, post on YouTube, Instagram, live stream, Facebook. Dragon Army, Dancing Goddess Army, DGA. They gotta go hand in hand together, just like the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom and the Empire, one empire. The Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, my dream public-private partnership, calling on all institutions and organizations, the CEOs, rich multimillionaires, Wall Street athletes, in the patriarchal sports league. I'm going to say patriarchal is now one women's sports league, which makes it even close economically, financially, commercially. In the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, and MLB, let's be honest. 4 patriarchal sports leagues. NBA, National Basketball Association, is 7.7 million average, so some make more, some make less in salaries. My brothers, please finance food security. I love basketball, love hockey, love football. Dancing is my favorite sport, but call it a heart. From this independent, struggling financially artist, athlete, artist, AA, to please mass finance. I admit I'm not totally selfless. I want something bigger so I can have open houses Monday to Friday to give hugs, work out more, dance more, and have people over. It's too small in my underground room, office, and temple to entertain, to have open houses for hugs, for bal masqué, for having balls every Sabbath, which begins at Friday. It's Tuesday today, so it's the weekday. And I tell them it's happy, tell them my blessed. It's too small here, my underground room office and them, but if you help me with that place there on the Belvedere, between 57 the Belvedere and 53 the Belvedere, maybe it's 56 or 55 or 54, something like that. There I can have open houses. Not on Mount Royal on the Belvedere, it's chalets right there, and I'm calling for all to support the building of the Forgotten Goddess Temple, who still dances with a brother's son to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes that our brothers and farmers, sisters harvest for us to make, upgrade, maintain civilization, which I'm founding, the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, with those kisses. So implement my Trinity of theories, DRT first. DRT stands for Debt Refusion Theory, taking all private and public debt. And since the United States dollar is still the universal international finance currency of choice, the global trade currency of choice, the worldwide currency of trade of choice, the United States dollar, the greenback. So create the UE in parallel towards the United States dollar, and freezing the prices and standardizing across the collective North American civilization, aka the North American civilizational complex, to create the UE. UE stands for U dot E dot U dot Universal Exchange Unit. U dot Universal E dot Exchange, and U dot Exchange Unit. By biometrics, that's what I'm calling my Scorpio astrological brother Bill Gates, all involved in Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Instagram, Elon Musk, governments, organizations across the North American collective civilization. Yours truly, philosopher, as I am a philosopher and a geopolitical analyst and theorist, a scholar, student, the people's doctor, who beginning of the year have presented my thesis. My thesis entitled, of course, The Privilege of Civilization. So, because we all have the privilege of civilization. And of course, this I have a privilege of civilization now with the electricity doing this clean zero pollution. Shout out to workers at Hydro Quebec, past, present, and future. Gonna credit them big dragon hugs since I like to offer more than blah blah blah. Because blah 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 theory, philosophy goes only halfway. So action has been required in my own healing and transformation, and action will be required in our collective independent healing and transformation. And psychological and sexual, psychosexual, as I am also an independent psychological analyst and theorist, my own theories and philosophies. I've lost all memory of youth, adolescent, childhood. I don't know. I remember more the past years on this island, Montreal. I'm a Quebecer, Canadian, North American, but I've read tens of thousands of books and philosophies. I've written poetry, pages of philosophy and theory and advocate. And one thing I can say that working out, training, and exercising is medicine and therapy for me, and is can be for you. That's why I have been in the past, am today, and will tomorrow. Call, advocate, suggest, encourage the workout, training, exercise, and that we mass finance it. One of the Dragon Army's initiative missions will be to mass finance citizens to work out, to train, and to exercise. Because working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice. And working out, training, and exercising is a medicine. And we need to mass finance into this point in time in the 21st century, especially the youth, and of course, to channel and sublimate the aggression. I do have aggression. I channel it, my brothers and sisters. I always invoke defense, only defense, defense, defense. Defense coast to coast. Services as well. One of the services could be for the Dragon Army to give the truckers a massage because they're driving 13 hours from Mexico to Canada, passing by the United States. They need a little bit of massage, some loving. To the farmers, the butchers, help with the cleaning, cooking, and tracked, and of course accounted Facebook, Instagram, so that there's no abuse. Try you asked for the massage this morning. You're not gonna ask for another one in the afternoon. You already got 30 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour massage your neck or whatever. Dragon Army responded. Unit services. What I can do, what you can do. I can't do all that. I can massage, clean, cook, clean, massage, kiss, write poetry, write online. This is all I can do. Can you do that? What can you bring to the table to offer? Me, I can kiss, I can massage, I can cook with consent. Obviously, hygiene. I might ask, how's your hygiene? Are you vaccinated? Did you hygiene? Clean, disinfect. Yeah, there's my clean, disinfectant. Right. Let's do some push-ups. Take off shirt and big hugging. North America. I'm in Montreal, Hawk Island. Quebecer, Canadian, North American philosopher. That's part of it. But what can I do? What can I offer to my allies and armies? Just blah blah blah. Okay, well I've been in organizations and for years and blah blah. So, okay, and this and that and Mr. Executive Director. Well, it's been all these years, but you never offered a hug to any of us here. What's going on here? Was ist das? Was ist das Spielgeschäften? Was ist das? What? The body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. Consent, hug like you never hugged before is the main message. Workout, train, exercise. Don't repress. Sexuality is holy, sacred, and divine. I have fantasies. Sometimes I have cuckold fantasies. I can marry my anonymous sister friend in a cuck marriage. I'm gonna be a cuckold. Who knows what? We all have hidden fears, hidden lusts, we don't admit. Sometimes they're hard, to admit, I admit guilty. At some things I'm mediocre, some things I'm so, some things I'm average. I'm great, super, and excellent working out. I'm one of the best athletes. Financially struggling, independent athlete. Best dancer in the universe, that's for sure. Nobody can dance like Adrian Dragan. I got some poetry. Combined with poetry, I'm the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet. I'm a great, super, and excellent geopolitical analyst and theorist. I can analyze complex dimensions of the cultures, of the civilizations, of the interaction of the nation states and their evolution in terms of finance, economics, and commerce, and of course their military capabilities and their historical antecedents and their historical precedents, and of course their evolution in the context of the 20th century, spilling over now into the 21st century, and do an in-depth, discerned analysis. Of course, with Not perfect, not perfect, not perfect, because looking as a Quebecer, Canadian, North American, but who can read, and discern and analyze and know that I'm a Quebecer, Canadian, North American, and all my experiences here congregate with struggle, with depression, with chronic illness, which I've survived now, coming healing stronger during COVID and more power, more stronger, more healthy, and I want to love first and foremost, and do, and my defense. I owe, I like to say, I owe nobody nothing, zero. But I have a sort of duty obligation of be grateful because I do owe in a certain way, not ownership to the farmers for this bacon which I'm about to cook. Thank you, farmers. Grew the pigs, who butchered the butchers of the pig or the pork, who grew it for the bread, the bakers, the wheat, because all the motto of the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom is all fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother son. All fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. That's the motto. It's a spiritual philosophy. All, and that's a fact. My Pope the sun now rises and now sets. My Pope is the sun who now rises and now sets. My Pope is the sun who now rises and now sets. Right? Now the sun rises. 4:50. It's dark here, cloudy, looking a bit rainy. Tomorrow morning, gonna go for the first spring march. First spring march tomorrow, Hawk Island Wednesday. It's the first day of spring now, cooking for the first time in spring, I guess, with some leftovers. See, I got leftovers, they got beans there. Those beans, red kidney beans, were made, created, and produced. All beans, white beans, black beans, black, green beans, all the fruits, all the vegetables, all the legumes, all the grain, is made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess, yeah, Mother Nature with her brother sun. That our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest for us to make up great civilization. Since I had COVID in February, early February 2020, I thought I was gonna die in many ways. I did die. It was like pestilence, death, and disease. Many ways I did die because I don't want to go back to pre-COVID. I understand institutions, organizations, and patriarchal sports leagues who make millions of dollars. They rush back to business. They're my brothers, sisters, triple vaccinated. My brothers and sisters. I'm a struggling financially independent artist, athlete, activist. I've lost economic, financial, commercial continuance due to being LGBTQ. And who knows? I don't remember. Maybe I rapped a little bit or I rock and roll a little bit. And you know how it is. People gossip, right? Because we feel mediocre, average, and so we gossip. Right? I mean, discern, gossip. I get dirty. I like to eat. I like to eat a lot of pussy. I like to eat a lot of cock. I like to eat a lot of pussy. I like to eat a lot of cock. I like to eat a lot of pussy and I like to eat a lot of cock. Now you know more secrets about me. Now you know the whole story. But that's just what I like. It's a hobby. It's a pleasure. Sexuality with consent. Hygiene. I'm pansexual. But what does that mean? Oh, that's only a part of me. I've been discussing it in the open on Facebook, YouTube. Right? You know, this shame and I'm not perfect, far from. If I am to fight racism myself, how to my brothers and sisters of complexion of color, beautiful black brothers and sisters of black and from Canada, Quebec, from North America, USA. I was born in the USA in a past life. Twice born in the USA after 1776. Served in the US Army 156 years ago, that way 718 miles south, that way from Hawk Island, Montreal, aka Hawk Island. Only way I know how, man. Kisses. You want some kisses? Just like all my allies and armies of the dancing goddess and Dragan King, you get a million kisses just like the other ones. Because you know, blah 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 theory, and I've been in organizations and sat down for years on anti-poverty, and so not even once for so many years, not even once they thank the farmers, because I got farm privilege, everybody gotta eat, right? Multi-millionaire athletes, NBA, $1 million contracts, 7.7 million. Yeah, good. 7 houses, 7 cars. Multi-millionaire rappers. You left the hood in 2007, man. Living in gated communities, man. Yeah, listening to rappers that be living in gated communities. Rapping for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, yeah. And the firefighters and the butchers and the truckers, I'll be rapping for them, rapping for the dragons, yeah. For my dragons, you're no longer XYZ, you're North American dragons. Dancing Goddess Dragon Kingdom. The DGA Dancing Goddess Army support the DGA all. Patriarchal Sports Leagues, please, please, please. The NBA National Basketball Association. NHL National Hockey League, NFL National Football League, MLB support the DGA to be an integrated dance league, all ages, all sexual orientation, all organizations. Right? If we are to be also inclusive, and I'm for it. And I said I lost economic, financial due to being LGBTQ, but I'm a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist. I'm a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist. I'm a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist. See the sun shining, bursting in a cloud. So at least I told the truth. Maybe I told a few lies or half truths, whatever the case may be. Maybe I like to suck more cock than lick pussy, or vice versa. Who knows? I probably know. Maybe during the weekend is more the other. During the Sabbath, Friday night, I'm only strictly a queen of spades and a king of spades. World peace through action, healing through workout training and exercising. Workout training exercise is so important. The body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. If we are to heal and regenerate, some humor, some comedy is going to be necessary. Not a dictatorships, all this and that, you know. So I my Dragon Army for service and security based on my philosophies for the 21st century, for Quebec, la belle province, for Canada, for our mega cities, our realities in the complex North American civilization, the collective North American civilization. Because at the end of the day, we don't really need to move beyond North America, brothers and sisters. We are here in Quebec. Bless the Hydro Quebec workers to build 7 more dams in the next 7 years. Go Hydro Quebec, go! I'll give you a massage. You know they don't want to give you some love. I'll give you some loving. I want to be loved and be loved. Love is also action. So many things I don't know. So many things I am mediocre. I admit I'm average. I admit I'm so. While I'm mediocre, average, and so at some things, I'm also great, super, and excellent at other things. Geopolitical analysis and philosophy and poetry and dancing and rock and roll. I'm good at that. I'm a great artist, super athlete. I'm an okay activist, I guess, as a pro labor universal revolutionary centrist. It's hard to miss certain things that we have hidden fears, hidden desires, right? Hidden fears, hidden lusts, you know? My brother from the deep south, rapper, he's checking me now. You like to suck black cock, don't you? Guilty. Sometimes, especially Friday too. Friday to Saturday with a little bit of jazz. It's not easy being LGBTQ still. My black brothers and sisters who are LGBTQ, my Latin American brothers and sisters who are LGBTQ, Mexican, Canadian. It has been a process ongoing of liberation, and we need not repress. We need to channel and sublimate, sublimate and channel. Otherwise, will make us sick and ill and disease. Want to work out, train, exercise. Consent, 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 my brothers, my sisters. Consent is key. Ask what do you like. Be sometimes honest. Sometimes we're not honest. You know. Workouts. Well, I'm mediocre at this. We feel. We have emotions. 2 plus 2 equals 4, but that doesn't mean we gotta write it in only one color, only black or only white. I write 2 plus 2 equals 4 in black and white and all the colors of the rainbow. That's why I write it in white. The plus, I can write it in green and red. The other two, I can write it in black if I wrote the first two in white, or vice versa. The first 2 plus 2 equals 4. First two in black, the plus red and green, the two in white, and the equal orange and pink, and the 4, 3 lines. You can write purple, What am I missing? Purple, pink, and orange. So I can write that equation in all the colors of the rainbow, meaning that emotions, feelings matter, are important, just like brains and muscle has been, is, and will be required for us to maintain or build and upgrade civilization. My brothers and sisters beyond North America, we don't really need. We don't really need nobody else, man. We're right here, Montreal, Arc Island, Quebec. I speak French. I'm a lover of the French language. We got farms. We got dams. We can build more 7 dams. We got twerkers. They can twerk. We got massage. We can massage. We got farms. We got truckers. We got can workout training. We got sports. We got dance. We can dance. We can clean. We can build. We can build. We can build more skyscrapers. We can build the infrastructure, the roads. We can have a amnesty for, Third World War, North America, Dragan, Second Redemption Act, Dragan Redemption Act, the prisoners in Dragan Army. Let's y'all ready for some motherfucking redemption, motherfuckers? We close East West. We don't need. What do we need them for? We don't really need them. Beyond here, Montreal Island, Quebec, Canada, Alberta province, Mexican brothers and sisters to legalize weed. Cannabis is already legal here in Canada, Quebec. My Mexican brothers and sisters, so that we got that crap coming into it was no good for the body, coming from whom and nowhere's coming from. But there's also good cocaine that can be legalized, standardized, right? From Mexico, bring them, make an act 21st century, make a pact, make an alliance in North America with our Mexican brothers and sisters, so that we secure coast to coast. We have more business, more pleasure, purpose, rebuild civilization even greater for nature right here in North America, the North American civilizational complex, right? As a pro-labor universal revolutionary centrist, I speak Spanish. I love Spanish. I learned Spanish. I love Spanish. I love Spanish. I was born in Mexico 3 times in my past life, even in Central America and South America. North America, Quebec, Canada, United States, Mexico, and the islands as well. Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba. Should include them as well. Collective North American civilization for my public-private partnership dream, and the Universal Exchange Unit. That's why I'm calling on all institutions and organizations, public and private institutions and organizations, to support my dream manifesting as the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom. Fundamentally a public and a private partnership, right? You can work out, train, exercise, encourage the body, increasing public hygiene. Please increasing the public hygiene. So when you go in a bank, wash your hands, disinfect. When you go in a bank, in a store, in a grocery store, any domain which is not your private domain. Right now I'm in my private underground room, office, and temple. I gotta cook because I gotta eat. Everybody gotta eat. And Wall Street. Support the UE, Bank of Canada, Janet Yellen. Federal Reserve Bank of Mexico, I believe. Standardizing the US dollar, US prices. And of course, to have the public-private partnership, complementary, covenant, and cooperative institutions, which I'm calling the creation by my philosophies, theories for the 21st century, to secure and ensure liberty and freedom, which is a double-edged sword. I have freedom tattooed there, but my brothers and sisters, I admit, with my tiny hands, it's too heavy to lift the sword of freedom by myself. It requires double-edged, some responsibilities, some duties, some obligations. I'm in my underground room, office, and temple. If I step outside, I'm no longer just a private citizen. I'm also a public citizen with added responsibilities, duties, and obligations. Public hygiene, XYZ, to harm no other citizen. If he wants to stay 2 meters away, to stay 2 meters away. If he wants to hug, consent. Want to hug. I always ask someone. I might ask, are you vaccinated? That'd be important. Hygiene. Hygiene is important for me personally. I get dirty, but I get back clean, royal, regal, lofty. Want some hugs? Want some massage? If you're ally army, I can offer all that. Kissing first, because Kiss has got some brain, some muscle, some rock and roll, some philosophy. It's on a constant, on a daily basis, on our daily lifestyle, some joy, some rebirth. I've been through hell and back, been depressed and suicidal. I've conquered depression. I've conquered depression, right? We have North American realities, the North American civilizational complex, aka the North American collective civilization. We are a new, emergent, because it's emerging now, civilization. Distinct but not totally divorced from Western civilization. Distinct but not totally divorced from Western civilization. Distinct but not totally divorced from Western civilization. Right here in Quebec, Canada, but we are. This the realities of two oceans. No other civilization has this reality as us. North Americans. North Americans unite. Because we don't need our secure freedom and encourage citizens to work out, train, exercise, Dragan Army, public-private partnership, internet application apps, Dragan Army apps, service, security, and service, and whatever can I bring to the table? What can I bring to the table to all my allies and armies? Kisses first. Can massage, can dance, can cook, can rock, can rap and rock and roll, can philosophize, can massage, can do the X and the do both. Right? My allies and ours. Might ask, you vaccinated, you hygiene. We need some comedy, some humor. We need some action, we need some cleaning. I need to also do some little cleaning in my own room, house and temple. I'm not perfect, far from it. So many things I don't know. In a parallel life, I'm a super scientist. Satellites. Elon Musk, NORAD, Dragon Summit. Let's build some satellites for defense. Security and service, connected inter-satellite, Starlink with Facebook, Instagram, telecommunication, Dragon Army. Secure coast to coast, ocean to ocean. Canada, US, Mexico, the islands, Cuba. If they will. But they're called like to North American civilization. And I am for world peace, because I'm a world peace advocate, but my brothers and sisters, I rock and roll here in North America. I'm a Canadian, Quebecer, North American. I don't remember much about youth, early childhood, adolescence. Remember mostly the past years. I spent chronic illness a few years, struggling artist, different employments, contract works, and financially struggling. I didn't get no inheritance, no nothing. All my allies and armies are my families. Pledge your allegiance. All my allies and armies are my de facto family. Pledge your allegiance. All my allies and armies are my de facto family. Pledge your allegiance. Sometimes it's philosophy. Family, so you make it by philosophy, right? By philosophy, sometimes by spirituality, philosophy. Telema. As well, 93. I'm a universal spiritual teaching student because I don't know it all. The body is a holy, sacred, divine temple. Mother Nature sacred. The Pope is the sun is my Pope. The sun is my Pope. The sun is my Pope. So many things I don't know. So many things I question. I remember many past years. I've read in the libraries tens of thousands of books on philosophy, theory, history, all subjects. I've also written by hand or in USB keys tens of thousands of philosophies, theory of which I'm giving orally now. In an oral manner, going to be put on YouTube. Communicating in an oral manner. My philosophies means a philosopher, independent geopolitical analyst and theorist, independent artist, independent athlete, independent activist, AAA. Who's Quebecer, Canadian, North American, and the androgynous pansexual founder of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom and the Dragon Empire and the Dancing Goddess are one. For North American rebirth, regeneration, insurance of security, securing liberty and freedom, and some sharing of prosperity, my brothers and sisters. I'm not selfless. I want to afford a better wine, regular bacon. This has been on special, so it's once every full moon bacon, right? Last time I had it was like 3 weeks ago bacon or something like that. I'm financially, economically, commercially struggling, but my brothers and sisters, ain't no way if I would have been a multi-millionaire athlete. The only one, because I can't skateboard, can't break, so no NHL. I'm too short, let's face it, for basketball. I'm reaching 6 in the next. I'll be 6 foot. I'll be 6 foot soon, maybe. Say too short, let's say basketball. I love the sport. Pow, pow, pow. NFL could defense, offense, some fullback, maybe a halfback, or some defensive line, maybe somewhere around the lines of a defense or offensive player in football, maybe. Out of hockey, basketball, and gridiron, North American football, not soccer. North American football, not soccer, North American football. We probably played mostly the CFL, NFL, probably. I'm the greatest dancer. I love the sports. No way. If, let's say I would have been a multi-millionaire rock, rock and roller rapper or artist, athlete or actor, that in these times of economic, financial, commercial, in a way that I would have had millions in the bank account. First and foremost, my first offers of business, charity, business, and offer of economic, financial, commercial help would be to my anonymous sister friend whom I asked to marry me, because if I would marry somebody, it would have to be in a special open marriage. Take your fill and will of love where and with whom and with who thou wilt. Take your fill of love with where, whom, and with who thou wilt. Take your fill of love and with whom and with who and with how, with who and where thou wilt. With consent, obviously, consent. Under the stars on earth, under the stars on earth, under the stars, or under the star, or under the moon. Consent. So that type of marriage, that type of marriage. But if I would ever make $1, give her half of a million, give her half of a million, give her half of a billion, give her half of a trillion. My anonymous sister friend. My little lip's too tiny anyway. Well, it grows like a rocket sometimes. Dragon rocket, my little clitoris. Got a clit dick. Grows sometimes kind of magically like a rocket sometimes, my clit dick. So, well, how come? From that to that, well, I don't know. It happens, I guess. So, could work it sometimes, but have to be cuck. But may I also be avenged, live and fall, I fight my own battles. If anyone wants to put gloves with yours truly, whatever. Generals, prime ministers, put on gloves and tango. I fight my own battles, but don't turn the other cheek. I'm a universal spiritual teaching student. May I be avenged 93-fold, may I be avenged 93-fold, may I be avenged 93-fold. Thank you, farmers, butchers, truckers. Grateful, thankful for this cup of coffee, this bacon, which I'm about to have, giving me more energy to write some more rock and roll, create some more poetry. Check my emails, send more emails for invitation, for participation, cooperation, collaboration, and partnership. Open for business, triple vaccine, open for business. Encourage all the workout, training, exercise. Working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice. Lost 77 pounds, created my own workout training program system, paradoxically. Designed, made, and created to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario. You heard that correct. When I've created it back in, of course, October 2019, as a geopolitical analyst, I've analyzed the world situation and I'd come to the conclusion that humanity were again on a path towards an international conflagration, and so made, created, and produced the workout training program to go hand in hand with such a scenario. You heard that correct back in 2019. Alarmed, paradoxically, as a world peace advocate, as a geopolitical analyst and theorist, alarmed by what was going on in the world, mainly the US-China trade war, the arrest of Meng Wanzhou by the RCMP, and consequently the arrest of the two Michaels, Michael Spavor, Michael Covid by China, detained, had concluded that humanity were again on a path towards another international conflagration. So back in 2019, I've sounded the alarm, said, brothers and sisters, humanity, we are again on a path towards an international conflagration, aka World War III. So made, created, and produced my workout training program system, designed, created, and made to go in such an event so that it requires no equipment, so that it is efficient, simple, and effective to increase general overall fitness, to increase general overall fitness, to increase general overall fitness. So increasing general overall fitness, which my workout training program does, it increases general overall fitness. My workout training program does just that. I've performed more than 350 sessions so far in my underground room office and temple, too small to have open houses, and which I'm advocating for the mass financing, and I'm advocating across the North American Civilizational Collective to be encouraged for youth, to be encouraged in high schools, anywhere to be encouraged to be adopted and integrated into the curriculum. Because it requires no equipment, the rules are simple, effective, and efficient. You got 93 minutes total time allocated to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hogs, the holy, sacred, and divine trinity. 13 repetitions maximum per set, 3 minimum, anywhere between 7, 6, 5, 9, 10, whatever the number is. 13, 3. Keep in mind they go hand in hand together, whatever the number is, until you get to 100 for each. And there's once you start the countdown or the count up from 0 to 93 minutes or from 93 to 0. There's no pause, no stop. You have to march or run or jog or run fast pace or walk fast pace. A minimum of 31 seconds, 31 seconds, 31 seconds. So those numbers to remember the rules: 93, 100 for each, and 13 and 3 and 31. And now we're going to switch it rock and roll in French. Bon, mesdames et messieurs, dans la belle province, messieurs, mesdames qui sont un peu, mesdames qui sont un peu, messieurs, messieurs, ma communauté de l'Arc-En-Ciel, votre dragon Arc-En-Ciel. De la belle province, pas l'argent pour une guitare, mais c'est pas grave, on vous chante pareil, du rock'n'roll. Je vous encourage tous et toutes à faire de l'exercice physique régulièrement. L'exercice physique régulièrement, ça sera ma médecine et thérapie de choix. Et prenez soin de votre corps. Le corps, c'est un temple pour le plaisir et pour le but. Pour investir dans le corps, par des pompes, par des marches, par de l'entraînement physique. Je fais appel à tous et toutes votre Québécois, un 7e comédien, gay, philosophe, analyste en géopolitique. Hey! Athlète, artiste indépendant, qui cuisine de temps en temps, comme ceci. Je remercie les fermiers de la belle province, je vous bénis. Et depuis que j'ai eu la COVID en février, début de février 2020, quand j'ai failli mourir d'appeler la COVID, je suis reçu 3 vaccins. Je vous encourage. L'hygiène en public, s'il vous plaît, lavez-vous les mains avec du savon ou du désinfectant. Désinfectez-vous les mains, s'il vous plaît. Tabarnak! Quelle hygiène en public, tabarnak de calice! De fois, je me laisse les cheveux lisses, que ça glisse, l'hiver c'est fini, c'est le printemps. Je vous aime, un 7e comédien philosophe, athlète, poète, je fais appel à tous et toutes pour soutenir mon rêve qui se manifeste comme la déesse qui danse et le dragon vice-versa, le royaume du dragon et la déesse qui danse pour un partenariat public-privé à travers le collectif de civilisation nord-américaine du Québec, la belle province, à travers le Canada et ainsi à travers le Mexique et les États-Unis, dont j'ai été né dans une autre vie. Et j'étais né dans une autre vie aux États-Unis. Je servis dans l'armée américaine après 1776. Et aussi ici, sur l'île de Montréal. J'étais né, j'étais purline dans ce temps-là. J'ai aidé l'huissier à pousser des chevaux sur une calèche. Vous avez entendu bien parler, j'ai dit, dans une autre vie, j'ai aidé l'huissier à pousser les chevaux sur une calèche. Dans une autre vie, j'ai aidé l'huissier à pousser les chevaux sur une calèche. J'ai aidé l'huissier à pousser les chevaux sur une calèche dans une autre vie. Dans cette vie, votre philosophe, athlète, artiste indépendant qui danse le plus de la belle province, un 7e comédien, il faut que de temps en temps je fais appel. Pour le soutien de mon initiative de partenariat public et privé, je fais appel du premier ministre au gouvernement, Céline Dion même, nos athlètes artistes multimillionnaires, Miss Pelado, car on fait le tango. Fait appel à tous multimillionnaires, multimilliardaires, riches, aux citoyens de la belle province et du Canada à travers pour soutenir l'implémentation de notre trinité de théorie que je crois vraiment que maintenant on est rendu au 21e siècle, Québec, la belle province, le collectif de civilisation nord-américain, je pense, je crois 100%. Puis je suis pas sans défaut. J'ai des défauts, je suis pas encore, je suis plus dépressif. J'ai survécu, être suicidaire, puis la dépression. Par faire de l'entraînement physique, du soleil, l'hygiène, et admettre certaines choses. J'ai perdu de l'argent, des contrats en étant un LGBTQ Arc-En-Ciel. C'est dans le passé, on tourne la page, il faut aller à l'avance. Puis, l'entraînement physique, c'est ma médecine de thérapie de choix, je me sens tellement bien. Des fois, c'est dur, les premiers 10-15 minutes, mais après ça, on se sent bien. Je fais appel à tous et toutes au financement d'un partenariat public-privé, d'encourager les gens, voyer les jeunes à faire des pompes, l'entraînement. Applaudissez-les, puis dis encore, fais-en faire encore des pompes, oui, fais-en 10 autres. Comme ça, pour le corps, on s'entraîne, c'est une médecine et thérapie, parce que le corps, c'est un temple, le corps, c'est quelque chose de sacré, de divin. En tant de centriste que je suis, guide spirituel ou enseignant spirituel universel, enseignant étudiant, parce que j'ai pas toutes les réponses, j'ai des questions plus que des réponses des fois. Le temple, c'est un corps, la nature, c'est divin, c'est un temple. C'est un temple que je veux construire pour la déesse qui danse avec le soleil. Par cette danse, ça fait pousser tout, les fruits, les patates, les légumes, les grains. Ça fait pousser tout ça. Que le fermier de la belle province du Canada et le collectif de civilisation nord-américain, ils font la récolte. Les fermiers, qu'on les bénisse. Moi, j'ai eu la COVID au début de février 2020, je vais mourir. Il n'y a rien que je veux retourner en arrière. On passe l'impasse, le 21e siècle. qu'on bâtisse dans les 7 prochaines années 7 autres centrales. J'ai dit, je vous bénis votre dragon arc-en-ciel l'Hydro-Québec pour dans 7 prochaines années. Vous en construisez 7 autres centrales dans les 7 prochaines années. Votre dragon arc-en-ciel vous bénit pour en construire 7 autres centrales. C'est un privilège de civilisation. Comme docteur du pape, je vous ai pas juste proposé, mais je vous ai présenté thèse théorique, c'est un manifeste qui s'intitule Le privilège de civilisation. On a tous le privilège de civilisation du premier ministre de la belle province, premier ministre du Canada, le président des États-Unis, ou fermier, ou artiste, athlète, philosophe comme moi qui est en crise économique, financière, commerciale. Mais j'ai payé mon loyer. Mon loyer est payé pour le mois de mars. On est le 21 mars. Ma facture d'électricité, je l'ai payée le 1er mars. Le 21. Pour le mois de mars, mon loyer, ma facture d'électricité est payée. J'ai du bacon, merci les fermiers pour le bacon, pour le pain, j'ai du pain. Qu'est-ce que j'ai cuisiné pour la fin de semaine, qu'est-ce qui me reste que je vais mettre dans le bacon pour faire quelque chose de gras pour avoir après mon entraînement, avant et après mon entraînement. Mais je suis content, puis que j'ai eu la COVID au début de février, je suis rendu là comme 22 jours, à mi-février, du début février à mi-février, j'ai failli mourir, j'étais guéri, je me suis vacciné 3 fois chaque année, puis je bénis les fermiers de la belle province. Vous fermiers, je vous double, je vous bénis que vos patates doublent, c'est plus gros, plus de patates, plus de laitue à la belle province, nos fermiers et fermières de la belle province, les travailleurs du passé qui ont bâti les centrales, puis en 1944, ils ont 63 centrales, l'infrastructure de l'autoroute, ça a pris des cerveaux puis des muscles, ça c'est une de mes philosophies, parce que ça a pris, ça prend, puis ça va prendre des cerveaux puis des muscles. Les travailleurs en construction, je suis béni pour en construire dans 77 autres gratte-ciel dans Ville de Montréal, sur mon île métropole, en 77 autres, pas plus que la montagne de Montréal, Belvédère, ma place préférée pour danser, chanter, c'est sur le Mont-Royal, à Belvédère, à Condianorac, la Belvédère là-bas à Montréal. Montréal, c'est une montagne avec c'est un système de montagnes avec trois petites montagnes dans le système de montagnes, tu sais. Sommet, on va dire, le sommet des sommets, tu sais. 3 sommets dans le système de montagne qui s'appelle Mont-Royal, avec Outremont et Westmount aussi. Je veux voir d'autres gratte-ciel à Montréal. En bâtissait encore, là, c'est pas juste 7 comme les centrales, mais 77. Je vais vous applaudir, je vais vous bénir, je vais vous danser, vous chanter, vous faites ça. Puis, parce qu'on a 2 océans, nous autres, Québécois, Canadiens, Nord-Américains, parce que quand on dit vous êtes quoi, mais je suis Québécois, Canadien, Nord-Américain. Bien sûr, citoyens du monde, je leur souhaite la paix dans le monde, qui règle leurs problèmes. Moi aussi, pas parfait. Là. Je peux pas me permettre une session de massage, j'aimerais ça, mais je peux pas me le permettre. Maintenant, c'est pour la nourriture, pour le loyer. C'est mon rêve pour un partenariat public d'une nouvelle institution de partenariat public-privé à travers le Québec, la Belle-Province, le Canada puis le collectif d'associations nord-américains pour être de service puis de sécurité puis strictement seulement de défense. Défense seulement. Pour le collectif de civilisation nord-américain, soit le complexe de civilisation nord-américain. Québec, la belle province, Canada, États-Unis, puis Mexique. On forme un collectif de civilisation. On a une réalité géographique qu'aucune autre civilisation n'a là. C'est 2 océans. Par là-bas, c'est l'Atlantique, c'est l'Est. Par là-bas, c'est le Pacifique, c'est l'Ouest. C'est une réalité géographique. Puis si on est réaliste, puis je suis centriste, pro, travail, amour, centriste révolutionnaire avec mes théories pour le collectif de civilisation nord-américain, pour le Québec, Canada, États-Unis, Mexique, ensemble. Créer ces 2 institutions de partenariat public-privé pour le service, pour la défense, puis intégrer avec tous les organismes gouvernementaux, du gouvernement, puis du privé, les corporations, des affaires, intégrer à tous les niveaux, avec mes théories, l'implémentation de mes théories. Ça, c'est mon rêve qui se manifeste comme le royaume du dragon et de la déesse. La théorie d'intégration citoyenne, la théorie de refusion de la dette, la théorie de la refusion démocratique. Cette trinité de théories que j'appelle à tous et toutes à soutenir par une 4e dimension. Puis cette 4e dimension, c'est l'amour. Puis l'amour, c'est aussi l'action, parce que j'ai été dans des organismes puis pendant des années, puis je suis directeur sans nom. Mais là, on n'avait pas offert, tu des plein dans ces gens-là, un mot d'amour, offrez-leur un câlin, quelque chose. Un gros câlin, moi je vous offre. Des bisous en premier parce que j'ai été crédité par la déesse, que vous pouvez dire la déesse du ciel, ou la mère nature. J'ai été crédité des milliards. Des bisous. Donc, je suis québécois, je peux vous faire tous des millionnaires parce que des milliards, c'est des 1000 millions. Des bisous, j'en ai en premier, des chatouilles après ça, avec des chatouilles, puis avec des câlins, ça je peux vous offrir avec consommement, du rock'n'roll, tout ça, puis des services. Qu'est-ce que vous emmenez à la table, que j'amène à la table? La philosophie, mais pas juste des paroles, mais des pompes. L'entraînement physique. Mon système d'entraînement physique que j'ai créé en 2019 qui ne requiert aucun équipement. Je fais appel à l'intégration de mon système d'entraînement dans les écoles. Pour les jeunes, pour qu'ils s'entraînent physiquement. Puis moi, je l'admets, j'ai de l'agression, mais mes frères et sœurs de la belle province, je la sublime, je la canalise, sublimation de la violence, pour qu'on nuit, qu'on fasse mal à aucun autre citoyen de nos frères et sœurs de la belle province du Canada et du collectif de civilisation nord-américaine. La sublimation, que ça soit de l'agressivité, des choses sexuelles, la sexualité, l'expression de la sexualité avec consentement. La sublimation, à sublimer, la sublimation, canalisation, faire des ponts, faire de l'exercice, puis faire plaisir, pour le plaisir, puis pour le but. Une civilisation nord-américaine pour le plaisir, puis pour le but. Le but, c'est d'atteindre l'harmonie avec la nature. On est bénis, les travailleurs du passé, d'Hydro-Québec, puis 1944 avec des muscles, en cap d'acier puis avec du cerveau, pour construire les 63 centrales, sauf bientôt 64e sur la Romaine. Combien de milliers qui ont travaillé? Je vous crédite des bisous puis des châteaux puis des câlins. Ben ben, hein? Ça ne pollue pas. C'est l'environnement. C'est en accord avec la mère nature, la rivière, l'eau. Ça a pris des cerveaux puis des muscles. Ça va en prendre des cerveaux puis des muscles pour maintenir la civilisation nord-américaine, le collectif de civilisation nord-américaine, puis pour l'augmenter. Pour l'augmentation, pour l'harmonie entre la civilisation et la nature. Je suis pas parfait, loin de là, mais je suis convaincu que l'implémentation de ma trinité de théorie par la quatrième dimension, l'amour, en premier la réfusion de la dette, la théorie de la réfusion de la dette, T, théorie, R, de la réfusion, dette, TRD, théorie, réfusion, dette, TRD, théorie de la réfusion de la dette, en vue que le dollar américain est encore la monnaie de choix pour les finances internationales, pour le commerce international, pour l'économie, les échanges mondiaux, les finances, dans le commerce, dans les échanges. C'est encore le dollar qui domine. Il y a eu des réponses avec ce qui se passe géopolitiquement. Ça. Puis 2007, ça a eu d'autres, la monnaie, les Européens. Hein. Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait? Ils ont fait qu'est-ce qu'on appelle dans le monde des finances, l'intégration monétaire. Ils ont choisi d'avoir une monnaie. C'est pour ça que ma théorie de la réfusion de la dette pour nous autres, les Nord-Américains, le collectif de citoyens nord-américains, pour créer ce que j'appelle Louis, en anglais et en français, c'est pareil. Louis, qui soit en parallèle avec le dollar américain, puis standardiser les prix. Je fais un gel des prix à ce moment-là. Soit aujourd'hui, commençons, demain à minuit. Sinon, dans les jours, semaines, mois à venir. La théorie de la réfusion, je fais appel à toutes les banques. Ma banque royale, moi aussi, je suis un citoyen, j'ai 10 000 $ de dette. Au gouvernement, je vous retourne, vous n'avez pas voulu que je vous donne des millions de bisous, puis des millions de châteaux, puis des millions de câlins à place de 2200 $. Là. Je vous ai payé 700 $, fait que 2200 moins 700, ça fait 1500 que je vous dois encore. Mais je dois aussi une dette aux fermiers, la belle province. Un privilège de civilisation. Quand on mange, quand on conduit sur les autoroutes, quand on prend l'autobus, quand on voit le chemin de fer, tout ça comme ça, civilisation, remplie des muscles et des cerveaux, c'est un privilège. Même le premier ministre, on a tous le privilège de civilisation. Quand on utilise le piéton, là, on utilise ce privilège de civilisation. L'électricité, maintenant, je chauffe mon café, je fais ma vidéo avec l'énergie renouvelable. qui est environnementale grâce au travail de l'Hydro-Québec du passé, qui depuis 1944 ont construit les centrales par des cerveaux puis des muscles. Ça va en prendre des cerveaux puis des muscles pour en construire encore d'autres sets. La construction pour en construire des autres gratte-ciel pour construire, faire un partenariat public-privé de l'armée du Dragon pour des satellites connectés du NORAD avec les États-Unis Mexique pour de la défense, parce que même le protocole propose, c'est pour la défense seulement du collectif. D'un océan à l'autre pour l'Amérique du Nord, d'un océan à l'autre pour l'Amérique du Nord, la défense, d'un autre océan du Pacifique à l'Atlantique, seulement pour la défense, pour la sécurité, pour la joie, puis la renaissance de l'Amérique du Nord. Ça serait la paix dans le monde, la paix dans le monde. J'ai le cœur universel, oui. Mais je suis québécois, je suis canadien, nord-américain. Un philosophe, poète artiste, un 7e comédien québécois, canadien, nord-américain. Oui, je suis Arc-En-Ciel, membre de la communauté LGBT. Je souhaite la paix dans le monde, mais sur l'île de Montréal, la belle province du Québec, en Amérique du Nord. Et tout ça, ce qui se passe, t'sais. Puis j'avais fait une prédiction en tant qu'analyste indépendant et théoricien en géopolitique. Analyste, théoricien en géopolitique, théoricien analyste en géopolitique en 2019, en octobre. J'ai sonné l'alarme, j'ai dit on s'en va vers une 3e guerre mondiale avec tout ce qui se passe dans le monde. J'avais pris des événements géopolitiques majeurs tels que la guerre économique entre la Chine et les États-Unis. D'autres événements, Menwanzao, Michael Michael Kovrig, puis d'autres événements historiques. Puis justement, je dis, on s'en va vers on a appris à vivre en paix, l'agression, l'agressivité, c'est la sublimer. C'est important de la sublimer pour faire mal à aucune personne. La santé mentale, l'exercice physique. Je répète, c'est tellement une médecine puis une thérapie pour moi. C'est un joie aussi. Ces années-là, j'ai vécu, j'étais dépressif, suicidaire, en bas, j'étais malade pendant des années. Du travail par-ci, par-là, des contrats, mais on peut dire que j'étais avec un pied dans la rue, puis un pied dans les bibliothèques pendant une couple d'années. Puis j'ai lu des milliers de livres en français, en anglais, en espagnol, mais j'ai appris l'espagnol aussi pendant ces années-là un peu. Pas parfait, par exemple, pas français et anglais, mais espagnol un peu, puis l'espagnol pas mal. Je peux me débrouiller un peu, je peux lire un peu. Un peu d'espagnol, Mais j'ai lu, puis j'ai écrit des philosophies, des analyses, des théories que j'ai présentées durant la COVID, soit sur Facebook, soit sur YouTube, pas juste artistique, mais philosophique, des analyses, des théories en géopolitique. Puis je pense qu'on est au 21e siècle, c'est le 21 mars, le premier jour de printemps. Je pense. Puis je suis convaincu, 100%. Puis je suis pas parfait loin de là. J'aime le pénis puis j'aime le clitoris. J'ai dit j'aime le clitoris puis le pénis. J'aime les deux, donner des becs puis des bisous puis faire plaisir. Ouh, clitoris puis au pénis. Bon, vous savez maintenant, service secret, CIA, moi ça. Sublimation, puis avec consentement, faites-vous plaisir, dansez, donnez-vous des câlins, c'est mon message. Faites de l'exercice physique. Mais l'implémentation de ma théorie, où qu'on est maintenant, la théorie de la diffusion de la dette, Québécois, Québécoises, Canadiens, Nord-Américains. Parce qu'où qu'on est, on peut peut-être même sauver le monde, mais nous autres, c'est en premier. Donc la théorie de la diffusion de la dette, c'est quoi? Prendre toute la dette, ma dette personnelle, qu'on parle le gouvernement de 1500 maintenant, 10 000, 1 0 0 0 0, 10 000 dollars que je dois Banque Royale. Prends toute la dette publique, privée des citoyens comme moi, si la dette privée est présentée par la X, si je suis X, Y ou Y, ça peut être aucune lettre AB, ça peut être C, ça peut être D, ça peut être aucune lettre. Ça n'a pas vraiment d'importance, mais le principe, c'est prendre toute la dette des citoyens, comme moi, comme toi, des milliers à travers la belle province, à travers le collectif des citoyens américains, des millions qui sont en dette. Prendre toute cette dette publique-privée, les Canadiens, les Mexicains, les États-Unis, puis vu que le dollar américain, c'est encore la monnaie internationale, créer avec cette dette, donc toute la dette publique, privée, ma dette de 10 000, ta dette de 3 000, sa dette de 23 000, la dette du Canada, du Québec, des États-Unis. Les États-Unis, ça va rester pareil. Puis ce numéro-là de toute la dette, créer une banque nord-américaine ou même internationale, mondiale, globale, avec la banque de Suisse, des règlements internationaux, BIS, ça s'appelle BIS. Puis qu'est-ce que j'appelle l'UI? UI, c'est comme en anglais, UI, c'est U.E.U. Unité d'échange universel. Unité échange universel. U.Unité échange universel. UI. Et oui, exactement qu'est-ce que le dollar américain est. Puis faire une standardisation des prix, des biens, des patates, du bacon, puis standardiser avec les oui. De préférence biométrique parce que la main, l'œil, puis la voix, c'est biométrique. C'est pour ça que je fais appel à mon frère astrologique, Scorpion, mon Scorpion Bill Gates, mon Scorpion Bill Gates, mon Scorpion Bill Gates, puis Mark Zuckerberg, puis toutes les institutions publiques et privées, les corporations financières, Wall Street, c'est tous citoyens, citoyennes, des artistes, multimillionnaires, multimilliardaires, ceux qui sont en difficulté financière, artistes, athlètes, philosophes comme moi. Tous et toutes. Faisons du oui. Puis créons les deux institutions de partenariat public-privé complémentaires, de coopérance, de l'armée du Dragon, soit l'armée de défense et de sécurité de l'Amérique du Nord, et l'armée de la danse, de la déesse qui danse. Une institution de danse, intégrée donc, qu'il n'y ait pas de discrimination. C'est mon rêve. Souvenez-le, moi je suis en cuisine, j'ai faim. Donc, first and foremost, premièrement, qu'est-ce qu'on fait si on a les cheveux longs, crinière, selling some of this hair? Oui, tie the hair, on attache les cheveux. On attache les cheveux. Si vous avez les cheveux longs. And we let some light in. We let some light in and we wash the hands. C'est important l'hygiène, se laver les mains, se toucher les cheveux, d'autres choses avant de commencer avec du savon. With soap, rub, wash, rub, wash. Puis on va mettre, je vais mettre, écoutant les nouvelles. Je vais écouter les nouvelles internationales, j'écoute les nouvelles en français puis en anglais. J'écoute des fois, bien sûr, les TVA, puis les nouvelles SCI de la France aussi, from France, in English. Well, I try to vary my news sources, try to go here and there. So now I'm going to go to Vian. Vian is in, ça vient, je pense, de l'Inde, coming from India. But c'est en anglais, but it's in English, but it's international. More coffee. Thank you, farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. Merci. Les fermiers, les camionneurs, les travailleurs en sécurité publique, ceux qui font travail dans la cuisine, dans la sanitation de la ville, sanitation workers. Merci, thank you. Bacon. I'm gonna try not to touch it at all. Je vais essayer de ne pas le toucher pendant tout. Je pense comme ça. J'ai deux sacs pour la sécurité parce que c'est de la viande. Fait que pour l'hygiène. For security, I always have double bag seats in its own bag, and I also have another bag. So I'm going to try to not touch it at all. Just try to squeeze it out. Yes, it worked. Yay! I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it. And this I'm going to take outside right away. So I'm going to take outside right away. This I'm going to take out. I'm going to close it like this. Le close, so I didn't touch the bacon at all. J'ai pas touché pendant tout. C'est mieux comme ça. Parce qu'après, il faut qu'on se lave. Je vais me laver de toute manière, mais quand même, je retourne. I'm gonna be back. Still gonna wash the hands. Je vais me laver bien sûr avec du savon. Savon, savon with soap, soap, soap. Rub, 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 rub. Rub, 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 rub. And turn it on. Puis je vais mettre un petit bol comme ça pour mettre le gras du bacon parce qu'il va cuisiner dans son propre gras. I'm gonna put this little bowl, and what I put is I put the bacon fat in it, and with the bacon fat I can use it to spread it on bread or cook as oil, so it saves you some money. Fait que ça fait pour les difficultés financières aussi. Ça aide pour l'huile, ça remplace l'huile, un peu de gras de bacon, ça fait comme ça. Il y a reste déjà de un couple de semaines, fait que ici dans le frigidaire c'est bon pendant un bon bout de temps, mais toujours, bien sûr, si ça fait des semaines ou des mois que vous ne l'avez pas utilisé, vous avez just le sentir, puis le regarder, smell it, and you can discern if it's still good or not. This is fresh, still from a few weeks ago, last time I cooked bacon, but I used a lot of it, so it's not a lot left, so it's okay if I mix it, because just a little bit left. But usually, if I know that it's more than a month, I don't mix it. Si je sais que le gras, c'est du gras de bacon, c'est plus que vieux qu'un couple de un mois et plus, je le mélange pas, je prends un autre bol. But this is relatively 2 or 3 weeks ago. I wash my hands again. I'm gonna put it on high. Fait que je vais rajouter du pain. I'm gonna put some bread, I'm gonna put it in pieces. So I'm gonna mix it. But I'm also gonna cut the bacon into pieces. Je vais bien sûr couper le bacon dans des petits morceaux aussi. Je vais couper, couper, couper. I'm gonna cut the bacon. So it's not gonna be long strips, it's gonna be different small pieces. It's on high, you gotta be careful because it cooks fast. Si c'est la température, vous mettez c'est en haut, ça peut faire la cuisson assez vite. Donc, il faut juste tenir un œil constamment. Donc, l'hygiène, sécurité, hygiène, security and hygiene is super important when you cook. The area, well, I didn't touch a lot, but still gonna clean it afterwards, of course. Ah, bread, thank you for the bread, it smells so good. Now it looks like I can drain it a little bit. I usually gonna drain it over here, so I'm gonna put the bowl there, and I'm gonna take this, like this, just because I don't want anything to spill, so I'm gonna drain it there, the fat, and make sure no fat, bacon fat goes on the sink. Bingo, victory. Just, there we go, see? Yay, succès, victoire, 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 victory, bacon fat. Oh, almost fell in, didn't let it. Oh, that's it. Gonna make sure nothing fell in. No? See, now we have bacon fat there. I can't show it too much because otherwise it's gonna spill, but it's not full. It's about this much left, but it's a good quantity. I'm gonna leave it there to congeal. I'm gonna leave it out for a few hours. Je vais le laisser dehors, puis après ça, je vais mettre dans le frigidaire. I'm gonna put it in the fridge later tonight. Ce soir, je vais le mettre dans le frigidaire. Après ça, je vais le rajouter. Donc, c'est ça la cuisson pour la bacon, the bacon, bacon, bacon. And there we go. On se lave encore les mains. I like to wash hands often with soap avec du savon, just to make sure soap and water, you know, with hot water, low shoulder. Thank you, brains and muscle build the boiler and all the systems, aqueducts, civilization requires brains and muscle still. La civilisation, ça requiert encore du cerveau puis des muscles pour le boiler qui chauffe l'eau. Merci. And we're gonna go rock and roll with this. This, we're gonna put it there on the side. I can cover it usually so there's no dust. Je vais couvrir le bol où il y a le gras de bacon. I'm gonna cover the bowl that has the bacon fat so that there's no dust, you know. So I don't want any dust to fall in it. There's a dusty place. I'm gonna remove some temple. Il y a quand même la poussière, donc je vais le couvrir avec ça. Alright, and take it stir a bit. Cut it some more maybe. There we go. Ta-da! And I'm gonna add the pieces about 5 more minutes though, because I want it well cooked before I add. Because if I add now, it's gonna impede the cooking of the bacon. Si je rajoute maintenant le pain, puis qu'est-ce que j'ai de fait déjà de la nourriture de la fin de semaine, ça va empêcher le bacon de cuire comme il faut. Ça va cuire, mais ça va cuire moins. Je veux que ça soit bien cuit avant que je rajoute les autres ingrédients, parce que les autres ingrédients n'ont pas besoin de cuire, c'est juste pour que ça soit plus comme un repas complet, like a full. That's why I'm adding the bread. Bien. You don't have to stir it though, right? Stir it. Put it in stir from time to time, so it needs to be, I wanted to cook some more, because if it just till I add the stuff, it needs a few more minutes. Ça a besoin encore d'un couple de minutes. Je dirais encore peut-être 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes. So just by itself, and then I'm gonna add, and that's gonna do it. Ooh, but I do want to add some black pepper. Juste courir, prendre du poivre noir dans ma grotte, chambre, temple, in my chamber, layer, underground, literally temple. Office, I'm gonna go just get me some pepper, black pepper. Just gonna come back, I'm just gonna finish something here. And I need to stir. I'll go get the pepper. Pepper. Stir, add some pepper, du poivre. Pepper, poivre noir. Not too much. Last time I did a recipe when I cooked a little bit of too much pepper. It was too much for my taste. And that's enough. Otherwise it overwhelms the flavor. The pepper overwhelms the flavor of the cooking. And of course it's not conducive to just need to stir. Need to close this for freshness. Put it all in another bag. Pour la fraîcheur, ça tient mieux la fraîcheur dans un sac comme ça de zip. That bag, je gère. And there you go. And we need to stir, stir, stir. Right? A few more minutes for that. Let's see the next bank. What's in the news? Good for you. If you make a meme, please give some charity. Finance me a dance workout. The Dragon Army dancing god is Dragon Kingdom. Wall Street. Time to lower the heat. And now I can add this. I'm gonna add this first. And that's 7 scoops. $11. So basically it's my leftover stew that I'm adding. This I'm going to put back in the fridge. I have a lot of good leftovers. See, it's beans, green beans. I spend my news here.
Eric Girard was proud to say he lived up to his election promise.
This is an excellent budget.
With this income tax cut, the more you earn, the bigger your savings. Those making $20,000 will see their tax burden decreased by just $8. But if you make $100,000, it's $800.
Quebecers earning $50,000, $40,000, $70,000 are paying 36% more income taxes than Ontarian, and we want to change that.
In healthcare, the government wants to address the surgery backlog. In 2022, there were 20,000 patients waiting more than a year for a procedure. The goal is to bring that down to 3,000. Quebec is moving to a model where the more surgeries a hospital performs, the more funding it gets. Additionally, 6 more nurse practitioner clinics will open by the end of the year. And the province is spending $33 million to increase the number of students admitted to Quebec's 4 medical schools in the hopes of attracting 660 new med students by 2026.
We cannot create doctors like this. We need to train them.
Quebec is still in a labor shortage, and this budget strategy to deal with it is keeping older people working longer. For workers over 65, paying into the Quebec pension plan is now optional. If you opt out, you get to keep the money on your paycheck, and if you continue to contribute, the amount you get back after retiring increases by 0.7% for every month worked. There's also a $67 million plan to train and retain more teachers and $200 million to encourage students to go into the trades. 1,500 more affordable housing units will be built, and $105 million will be spent on renovating low-cost housing.
So housing is a very serious situation. There's no magic wand.
As always, there are some goodies. The shingles vaccine will be free, and there's $88 million to keep Quebecers active. That includes training more coaches for children's sports. But to pay for the tax cuts, the government will slow down its paying of the debt, which currently stands at almost $207 billion. The opposition calls that move irresponsible.
The equivalent in layman terms of what the CAQ is doing is going out there, enjoying themselves in a party, and leaving the bill for the kids to take care of it.
It's a budget that is supposed to set the tone for the CAQ's second mandate. And with the party's campaign slogan being "Continue," Girard says he's staying the course. Kelly Gregg, CTV News, Quebec City.
Not everyone is happy with the tax cuts. Some say they help people with higher incomes more than the lower income people. And others say the budget will not help the sectors that need it the most. Rob Lurie has more.
people, they're getting a tax break, and most are all smiles, especially these days.
Quebecers have been hard hit by inflation. RBC estimates a $3,000 hit to people's wallets this year. So the government taking a little bit less of their money, leaving a little bit more in their pockets, is certainly going to go a long way.
The finance minister admits even after the tax break, Quebec will still be the highest tax jurisdiction in North America. But even then, some question the logic, saying more money in people's pockets tends to drive inflation up. And others point out the people hardest hit by inflation are the lowest earners, and they're seeing the least savings.
C'est pas normal.
It's not normal that the government gives the cashier $128 and the CEO of the grocery chain $814.
J'ai rajouté le pain, j'ai rajouté du
There's
pain
no short-term plan to
des
help you
miettes,
get a
mais pas
family
miettes,
doctor.
mais des
Because
morceaux.
we have a whole bunch
Broke the
of
bread and I
Quebecers
cooked some
stranded
bread
and
and
without
bread.
access to family doctors. And whether they like it or not, a lot of people still want to have that access to their family doctor, their family clinic, and really there's nothing in this budget for that. As the Premier promised, in the wake of the tragedies in Laval and Amqui, mental health funding gets a boost of $139 million. And there's an additional $72 million to fight homelessness and addiction issues. Business groups complain there's not enough for them, especially to deal with the labor shortage. There are more incentives for workers 65 and over to keep working, but not much for automation, nor to bring in more immigrants.
We have a lot of foreign temporary workers that are everywhere across Quebec that are working in our plants. We're asking the government to put in place a fast track for them to have access to permanent immigration because they are in the region, they are doing French classes, and they want to stay. So for us,
Nothing like that here.
absolutely not, no.
One place where a lot of money is going is servicing the debt. That will cost the government $9.5 billion this year, and it could be even more next year if interest rates remain high. Rob Lurie, CTV News, Quebec City.
And joining us now is Ernie Furt, who is a tax specialist with BDO Canada. Thanks so much for joining us today, Ernie.
You're welcome.
So, Ernie, the tax cuts, who will be affected by them?
A lot of people will be affected by them. People at higher levels are getting more dollars, and they're not clawing it back from really high earners, which is interesting. One of the first times I've seen something like that in many, many years. And unfortunately, the people who are at the lower levels are not getting a big tax cut, but they're also not paying big taxes.
The Quebec pension plan, there are some changes to that. Can you tell us about that?
I think the Quebec pension plan changes are probably the most interesting changes in the budget. There's basically three changes. For the Quebec pension plan, they're stopping the Quebec pension plan at age 72. So once you hit age 72, you no longer have to contribute if you're working. Before, if you were working, you would have to contribute all the time. In addition, if at age 65, you want to
Important to clean the area.
but not pay the Quebec pension plan, as long as you're taking the pension income, then you no longer have to pay that the QPP, nor does the employer. That could be a $4,000 amount that you're not paying if you're earning $63,000. The last one is you can defer taking your pension to age 72, and in the deferral you're getting an extra amount at that 0.7% a month for each month that you defer. But at age 72, you have to take it. So that's an interesting change.
We heard in Rob Lurie's report that some people are critical of this budget, saying it doesn't do enough for low-income earners. Is there anything for low-income earners?
For low-income earners, there's a change to the housing component of the solidarity tax credit. So for a person living alone, they're going to get an additional $78 on their solidarity credit. And for a couple, they can get an additional $126. This is not available to high earners.
And the government said it would help people deal with the cost of living. So is this budget going to help?
The budget may help, because don't forget it's a spending budget.
It's super important to clean after you cook the area with a little bit of soap. Qu'on nettoie la place de la cuisson. Un peu de savon, a little bit of soap.
The credits that exist today and the credits that will exist tomorrow. And just inform yourselves and do what you got to do in order to save the taxes that you can.
Okay, thank you very much for
You're
this.
welcome.
And a little later
Soap
on
and
in the
water.
newscast, we will be taking a look at the economics of the budget. Can we afford those tax cuts? Montreal police are now confirming that a second body has been found
Some water.
out rubble of the building in Old Montreal. Search and rescue teams still are having trouble getting inside the building because it's not safe. So at this point, 5 people are now unaccounted for. For the family and friends who are waiting, though, it is an agonizing wait. Matt Gilmore has more.
Some water, some with low.
Firefighters are deploying a new tactic in their painstaking search for victims.
Well, we gotta dry it to prevent mold. We gotta dry it to prevent mold. We gotta dry the area to prevent the mold.
The building is too unstable to walk in, so specialized search and rescue teams are
On
lowered
sèche
in
pour pas
through
qu'il y ait
the
la moisissure,
collapsed
on
roof
sèche
by
pour pas qu'il y ait la
cranes,
moisissure, on sèche
using
pour
special
pas qu'il y ait la
cameras
moisissure.
that can scan the areas below the debris.
What we want first thing is to be sure that all the workers here today don't want to get injured.
Identifying the victims will take time, and family members may be asked to provide DNA samples for testing.
It will be a long process, and we will not be able to give names very fast, but we cannot make a mistake.
Agonizing news for friends and family desperate for answers, and critical of a lack of communication.
They asked me lots of things, but
Et voilà! There you go! Bacon! Special bacon, dragon bacon with leftovers and bread. Special dragon bacon.
the only answer I gave is, oh, it's under investigation.
Police now have access to the building's floor plan and are searching the areas they believe are most likely where the remaining victims are.
If an apartment was on the first floor, but then you got the roof, the third floor, the second floor, they're all piled up. So then you got to move the rubble and to go extract. So this is a glimpse of what our firemen and our policemen are facing.
Police say this will be a broad investigation and they're not ruling anything out. So far, no charges have been laid.
Clean also the floors just in case. On nettoie aussi le plancher jusqu'à des miettes de pain, soit breadcrumbs.
CTV News.
One of the families waiting and
nettoie,
looking for
we clean the
answers
floors,
is the
swipe the
Khan
floors.
family. Now, Luca, you spoke to a man whose daughter is missing.
We spoke with Mazar Khan, who says his daughter Sania Khan was staying at the building with her friend Dania Safar at the time of the fire. Now he says his daughter is a med school grad completing her master's in public health in Detroit.
There you go, in the
She was
garbage,
here just on
and
a
a
short
poubelle,
vacation from the U.S. He said the family last spoke to her early Wednesday and hasn't heard from her since. Now he's one of many family and friends desperate to find answers.
It's so agonizing, and it's hurting also. Every moment we are thinking about her, we are talking about her. So at least we are supposed to have a body so that we can,
Wash the
bury
hands.
it in a decent manner.
And the sink. We're gonna wash the sink as well. We're gonna wash the sink.
We're not getting any answers.
Laver le.
Actually, when and how? Until now, we don't have any definite. They say it might take days or weeks, maybe. We don't know.
Well, as we've heard from authorities, the building remains unstable, making it exceptionally difficult for investigators to find potential victims. We've also heard from people this week who say they lived in the building and had concerns about fire safety. Quebec coroner Dan Cameron.
Le lavabo, on lave le lavabo avec de l'eau et du savon.
Details of the case remain unclear.
On lave le lavabo.
I have been assigned for this investigation when the identity, death, or cause of death is unknown, or when death occurs in violent, obscure circumstances, or as a result of what appears to be negligence, it is investigated by a coroner. In this case, my role will be to work with the PVM police, determine the causes and circumstances of the death. The main objective of my role is to provide answers to families and possibly issue recommendations.
Masumi, there are still so many unanswered questions. Officials will give an update tomorrow morning, and hopefully more details with it about the second body that has been found inside the building.
Okay, thank you very much, Luca. There were several Airbnbs units.
Love you, love you, love you. Make love tonight. Fait que l'amour reste arrivé constamment. Mon message principal. Hug like I never hugged.